Welcome everybody as you join us live on abc7.com and our 24/7 streaming channels. Chris Christie up in Air 7 HD, where you can see LAPD is involved in a pursuit with known gang members in the streets of South LA. They have been crisscrossing the area of South LA for some time. LAPD gang units initiating the pursuit, eventually handing off to LAPD's Newton Division. You can see there are about 6 or 7 black and whites in pursuit here, as well as the LAPD airship. Apparently 3 people inside of that vehicle already. It has been involved in several collisions, possibly involving an LAPD unit near the beginning of this pursuit. There are known weapons that have apparently been recovered, possibly more weapons inside the vehicle. They are being very aggressive and trying to get this person off the road. 3 people, apparently 3 men inside of the vehicle here as we now travel southbound on Halldale Avenue, crossing 41st, heading southbound now, paralleling Normandy. You can see he's basically doing a circle now as he circles this block, or at least this 3 square block area here, picking up a little bit of speed now, heading westbound on 42nd Place. Zigzagging through, now making a southbound turn on LaSalle. Southbound LaSalle Avenue at 42nd Place. Doing about 50 miles per hour down very narrow residential streets. Again, mind you, there have been already several collisions here. He comes up on cross traffic, making a right turn now westbound on Vernon Avenue, approaching Harvard Boulevard. Another left turn here, possibly looking for some place to dump the vehicle. He's got a lot of units on his tail here. Looking at cutting this guy off, trying to get around anybody in his way here as he picks up a little bit of air there, going over those bumps. And now you can see him picking up more speed as that primary unit closes in on him, not giving him much room to play with here. We do not know if there's any damage on that vehicle, only to say that there have been several crashes over the course of this pursuit in the last half hour. Again, LAPD gang units initiated this pursuit. This is apparently a shooting suspect behind the wheel here. Again, these are wild turns, and they appear to be very random last-minute turns as he kind of makes this up as he goes along here southbound on Western Avenue, approaching 50th Street now. Again, we're in the heart of South Central as he continues southbound on Western Avenue. Another wild right there. Wild right turn there as he makes his way on to 54th Street. Another right-hand turn here, circling another couple of blocks here. Again, you can see just how narrow these streets are down here in South LA. There's a night sun right there. That's the LAPD airship, who's been in pursuit here since pretty close to about 10 minutes. Again, they were in pursuit for some time before they were able to get a full pursuit package to take over here. Looks like he's come to a full stop and now maybe going to dump the vehicle. He's come to a full stop near Manhattan Place in 52nd. Let's see, hands out the window here. There are at least 3 people that I can count. That's what we were told. You can see the driver's door now popped open. Driver stepping out of the vehicle. Driver stepping out of this Mercedes-Benz here, now apparently willing to surrender. You can see some smoke emanating from under the hood and 2 passengers with their arms out the passenger side. Driver now facing away from LAPD officers. You can see him attempting to comply here. Everybody with their hands out. There's possibly a fire under there. We can't say for sure. It might just be the brakes overheating, but that looked to be a pretty hard brake job there as he came to a stop, but we'll see here. It looks like a lot of smoke. You can see some front end damage there that really might have affected the behavior of the vehicle, especially that front left quarter panel there. Smoke continuing to billow from the hood of the vehicle. The driver out of the vehicle with his hands up. 2 additional passengers showing their hands out the passenger side here. Officers issuing commands, executing a felony stop here. Again, we're in South LA at Manhattan Place and 52nd Street. LAPD's airship orbiting the end of this pursuit as LAPD prepares to take 3 people into custody that we are aware of. Again, the driver out of the vehicle in the midst of that smoke that is coming from the car. There's a report that these 3 may be East Coast gang members involved in a shooting. Not sure when that shooting took place, but they are shooting suspects who are believed to be armed. At one point, a weapon was recovered. There was additional items thrown from the vehicle during this pursuit. Again, most of this pursuit happening in the South LA area. Driver now stepping back, following orders. And now walking away from officers. He is not complying. Officers definitely concerned about this as he now steps over to the sidewalk. Maybe that group there near the top of the screen, they may be directing him to the sidewalk. They're going to place him under arrest here. And likely the other 2 passengers will be instructed to do the exact same thing. One person in custody, the driver being taken in by LAPD. Now the passenger stepping out of the vehicle with his hands up, walking backwards in the direction of police. You can see them about to take the 2nd suspect into custody. They will do the same thing with the 3rd suspect and eventually clear this vehicle. All indications are that there were 3 men inside that car. And now a 3rd person stepping out of the vehicle. Hands visible on his head, approaching the sidewalk now. Following the footsteps of the other 2. Now walking backwards towards that arrest team right there into the top of your screen. Smoke still emanating from the hood of that car, but it appears to be dissipating slightly. They're going to approach that vehicle very, very carefully. Officers now approaching the vehicle with their guns drawn here, making sure there's nobody else in the back seat. They will pop open the trunk here momentarily, but it does appear that all of the suspects are now in custody. LAPD bringing this pursuit to a relatively peaceful end here. Again, we do not know if anybody was injured in those crashes. There were at least 2 crashes that we are aware of that took place during this pursuit. Ambulances were called. One of those crashes possibly involving LAPD. and they have now issued the code 4. This will bring an end to this chase, thankfully, without any major incident. But man, the driving was very dangerous at times, and again, as we mentioned, there was some collateral damage here. We'll get a full damage assessment and bring you the very latest on this developing story coming up tonight on Eyewitness News at 11 o'clock.